everyone, welcome back to Samara Builds. I'm Samara. I'm building a better life. Hello from me and my perioral dermatitis. Feeling real cute about it. So I feel like I say this in every video, but as you know, it's been a really hard year for me. The grief has been rough. Like processing the grief of losing my grandmother, who was like a mother to me, and then my grandfather, and then losing my job. And then it has brought out grief I wasn't able to process as a child of losing my mom. It's been a lot. And like I've been going through the things I got from my grandmother, including a lot of stuff that was my mom's. And that is a really, really hard, taxing, emotional process. Like I have all these pictures my mom drew when she was a little girl. What do I do with those? Do I keep them? Do I throw them away? I didn't know they existed till like a week ago when I found them, so I don't know. Details aside, the grief has been hard. And I've been listening to this podcast called All There Is with Anderson Cooper, and it's about grief. And if you are grieving or have grieved or are a human being, you should listen to it. It's really, really good. I have cried a lot while listening to it. Surprise! But I just really recommend it. And in one of the episodes, his guest was talking about how we need to grieve in community. And that's something that like we don't really do in our Western culture and society. Like, not to mention there's so many forms of loss and so many things you can grieve over. But even if like someone dies, like you permanently lose someone, we have a funeral, and then it's kind of like, well, back to work, like let's get over it. And that's not how grief works on any level. And we need to give ourselves space and time to grieve, and we need to grieve with other people. Like that's really important and can be really healing and helpful. I'm holding a loss and love circle. I'm really nervous about it because I don't know who wants to come to like a sad feelings gathering. But I want to put out in the world what I want to see in the world, and I would love to grieve more as a community and have events and gatherings like this. So I'm being brave, and I sent out invitations. I've had a couple yeses from like people who kind of have to say yes or like are my best friends. The mean voice in my head is telling me that the only reason people are coming is because they feel obligated because they love me. And it's going to be a flop. But even if that's true, even if people are only coming because they feel obligated, it can still turn into something beautiful. And I already sent out the invitations. It's already happening. What happens at it isn't my business right now, how it goes. If it fails, I'll deal with that later. Right now, I'm just trying to focus on creating an event where people feel really welcome and feel safe to be vulnerable and feel their feelings and cry and, support other people. So I have a few ideas of what I'm going to do. But like I said, I've had people RSVP. So let's go to the store. I'm just going to grab a couple of things that I think will help make this really special. Okay, so my fancy wireless microphones don't work because just one single cord probably is broken, according to customer service. Technology is only as good as its most basic parts, am I right? But I'm just coming to you from outside. The Loss and Love Circle has happened, and I want to talk about it. First, we have a little friend. Little friendly boy. Hi, baby. Hi. Oh, little love muffin. I love you. Okay, so, oops, sorry. My Loss and Love Circle happened out here. So I'm glad to be reporting from out here. And I love my backyard. It's beautiful. Like, I love this big tree. We have lots of trees out here. There's the dairy farm behind me. And we do have like a road out front that gets plenty of traffic, but overall it's very peaceful back here, very serene. I didn't film any of the setup like I kind of was wanting to, just because it was early enough in the morning that I felt kind of rushed and busy, just like trying to get it all set up. But I put all my outdoor chairs in a circle, and then in the middle of that circle I put lots of picnic blankets and pillows, and just let people sit wherever they felt most comfortable. There were 8 of us all together, and it was just a very special group of people. Like, all of them I love so much and I'm so close to. I feel really, really lucky with the people that were there, because they each were able to bring their own unique heartaches and stories of loss, and we all were there for each other in a very real way, and it was so special. So thank you so much to everybody that was part of it. It wouldn't have been the same otherwise. So I just really appreciate all my friends for being there. We started by, I started by sharing a little bit about my losses, and I brought some little items to signify my loss, like to represent the people that I've lost. And so I shared a bit about that and showed my items, and then I just opened it up to the circle. I never, made anybody share or anything like that. And like I said, everybody really brought a unique story. Like, not everybody there has necessarily lost someone to death, but like I've said before, we've all been through losses, and we all were very supportive of one another. And it just, like, I don't even really have the words for it. It was just very powerful and very special. And then, we did that for a while, and I gave people lots of time, and we sort of just accepted moments of silence and sat in them and felt each other's loss and held each other's pain. I did start with a breathing exercise to kind of get us all, kind of help break our walls down a little bit, help connect us all a little bit in that way. And then after like the sharing portion, we turned it over to like arts and crafts. And so I had like a few options for people. Once again, I didn't make anybody do anything. I just let people do what felt best for them in that moment. I had the little candles that I got at the dollar store, and markers to decorate, like if they want to light a candle to invite someone or invite a feeling that they need. they could do whatever they wanted with that. I also had lots of pieces of paper and lots of pens and pencils so that they could write something. And I gave some prompts, but obviously I let anybody do whatever they wanted. My prompts were like, you can write a letter to somebody, you can write a letter from somebody, you can write an obituary, you can write an alternate version of your story or an alternate future in which this loss hadn't occurred. And then my very sweet friend Alana sent me these collage kits, and I wasn't quite knowing what to expect when she sent them, but they were like so perfect. Like it was these canvases and then all these cut up fabrics and papers and glue so that you could make a collage. And I obviously really liked this one because it's more abstract, where feelings can be very abstract. So we just were able to do truly whatever we wanted within that medium. Just have it be like totally abstract or actually create a picture. Like it was really cool, and everybody really liked it. Like I had fruit and I made muffins and had water available for everybody. I did ask everyone to put their cell phones in a basket, except for the parents of the group, just because I wanted everybody to be very present, and I didn't want, pictures or videos or anything like that that would sort of take us away from the moment and our feelings. And I know I keep using this word, but it just ended up being so special. And like the further I get from it, the more I realize that it was exactly what I needed and just really, really special. Like immediately after, I just felt kind of relieved that it was like done, that I did it, because I had like some anxiety coming into it, and I wanted things to be perfect. I wanted everybody to have a perfect experience. No such thing. But from the feedback I've heard from people, it sounds like everybody got what they needed from the experience. And that's really all I could ever ask for. Like, that's amazing. And yeah, I just feel really, really lucky. I'm going to ask my friends if they're okay. Oh my gosh. My bra's back there. I'm going to ask my friends if they're okay with me sharing a little bit of their feedback, and if so, I'll put it right here. Right here. Okay, so I am recording this on my laptop so we can pretend it's 2012, baby. Like I said, I asked for feedback from the lovely people who are at my support group, and I'm like so tempted to edit what they said, because I don't want it to sound like I asked them for like compliments about me. I don't want it to sound like self-aggrandizing, but I'm just going to let them speak for themselves. I'm going to read exactly what they sent. Also, some people did voice notes, so I will be just playing those as they sent them, word for word. So here we go.
But I just want to say, you are such a magical human being. I am so honored to not only know you, but to have you as my best friend, because that was so just lovely. You created a safe, beautiful space for everyone to share whatever they wanted to share, and I didn't feel silly at all just sharing about a loss of a job instead of a family member. And it was, especially for someone like myself who isn't going to therapy right now, it just felt good to be around, to be in a safe space with people. It was lovely. I want to come to your house again and just sit in the backyard in those chairs and just have a circle. I mean, I just love that. If you want to talk about this more more. It was so lovely. I'm so proud of you. I hope that you feel like it went well, and for me, it was great. It was so beautiful to see you put this on, and it just went. I just thought it was wonderful. I love you so much. I love you so much. You're so beautiful and gorgeous, and your aura is a pink and orange sunset. And I love you.
All right, so this is what my friend Josh texted me. For some odd reason, throughout most of my life, funerals were the only place to really share the grief of losing someone with other people. To me, after attending far more funerals than I'd have liked, it felt like it was shared negativity, shared sorrow rather than shared grief. They became draining, to the point that I didn't attend a few funerals of people because it didn't feel like the appropriate way to celebrate their life, and instead concentrated so heavily on the fact that they were dead and gone. So I ended up grieving on my own far more often than not. I think the circle you hosted, the sharing different things associated with loss, having open conversation related to the loss, sharing feelings, listening intently, feeling the support, even from those I had just met, created something inspired by the moment, writing a letter to myself, etc. It all felt so much more positive and truly healing. Rather than my past experiences with sorrow and grief, it was far more uplifting and constructive. I believe if we could all lean into this type of ceremony and friendship more, as cliche as it may sound, would make the world a better place. It was inspirational. I'm very grateful for you as a friend. I'm lucky to have you. Your brain created the idea, your bravery inspired us to share, and your heart made us all feel so welcome and comfortable. Thank you. Thank you, Josh.
I'm sitting outside Sammy and Sarah's house at the end of Sammy's Love and Loss Circle event, which has been so incredibly lovely, wholesome, genuine, and safe. Sammy curated an incredible space to all feel feelings, listen to others, and sit in grief together. I am so proud of her and her bravery to not just imagine this get-together, but to follow through with it despite any anxiety, intrusive thoughts, or fear of failure. I am so grateful to have her in my life and prompt me to sit in grief, to lead with her strength that is so human, flawed and all. Not just the illusion of bravery we are taught that exists, but doesn't. I've been thinking about Grandpa mostly, a lot about him. I feel his presence in the breeze. I think about Sean. I think about Great-Grandma Annabelle and Great-Grandpa Bob. I think about past classmates. And I think about a lot of my patients.
Okay, and then my beautiful friend Michaela said, I thought it was really powerful and loved that we didn't need to fill in the silence with small talk. I feel like allowing the silence, it really gave me time to process and reflect on what had been shared, as well as my own emotions. So yeah, this was something I was really nervous to do because I've never been to anything like this, done anything like this. I don't have any training or anything. I really just winged it. But I did it. And guys, I'm really proud of myself for that I did the thing, that I went for it. And I was so nervous going into it because I wanted everybody to have a perfect experience and access their grief and all these things. And my therapist was like, no, she said it's already a success because you've put so much energy and effort into it. And I was like, what? I don't think that's how that works. But she's right. I did put a lot of energy and effort into it, and I invited people that I knew would reciprocate and also put intention and the right energy into it, and it was lovely. So this is your sign to hold a loss and love circle if you want, or just a sign to do the thing that you don't feel qualified to do. Because sometimes we have to push ourselves, and it is fruitful and, brings community together. That's really all I want at the end of the day. So I just love you guys. If you're having a hard time, if you need a loss and love circle, my heart is with you. I'm holding my phone with one hand, but here's a heart. I have a heart. I love you guys. Eat a healthy thing, drink some water, go for a walk, give yourself a little hug, and try to allow yourself to tap into any grief you have, any loss you have, because I think it's worth it, especially within community. All right. See you next time, guys. Bye. Look at this cute boy, though. What are you doing? Yeah, get him. Get him. Big stretch. So cute.